It's the news you've been waiting for. You're pregnant, so now it's time to tell everyone about it. But when does it go from sharing to revealing a little too much information? December's issue of American Baby magazine is focusing on how to share your excitement without overdoing it. And with us now is Jessica Hartshorn, senior lifestyle editor for American Baby. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, that too much too soon problem. What should you share? When should you share? What are the rules?
Well, in the old days, which is like, what, 8 years ago, you didn't know you were pregnant until you were about like 8 or 10 weeks along. But now pregnancy tests can test really early. Like you can just be pregnant and pretty much find out. So women are finding out at like 6 weeks. And the thing is, the risk of miscarriage goes way down at about 12 weeks. That's, 3 months pregnant is when your risk of miscarriage goes down. So you always said wait until 12 weeks to tell everyone you're pregnant, just in case, the unfortunate happens and you don't want to have to retell everybody about a miscarriage. Okay, but you're finding out at 6 weeks. It's really hard to keep your mouth shut for those 6 weeks. That's a month and a half. And you start out telling your parents and, of course, your husband and then your friends. And then next thing you know, you're posting on Facebook or Twitter, pregnant. So really just think about it. If you can limit it to a small circle of friends up until that 12-week point, it's smart. Just because we've talked to a lot of readers who got burned by spreading the word way too fast, telling their boss and everyone, and then having something bad happen.
Yeah, that's a hard situation.
Yeah.
Now, once you hit your 30s, you start to see all your friends becoming pregnant, and I think we've all been there where they start talking and they just can't stop.
No, because so much crazy stuff happens when you're pregnant and your body's changing in weird ways. And you're like, I got varicose veins, I've never had them before. And sometimes you're just talking because it's on the top of your mind, but the person, your cubicle mate at work is like, I didn't really want to know that. Yeah. And you really have to be careful if you're posting it, on a social networking site, because it's not just your friends, but sometimes your friends of friends see things because, their friends are commenting on your weight gain or your sore breasts or whatever it is you're talking about.
TMI.
Right? Way too much information. So you have to really think about what you're saying and to who.
And so when someone asks you questions, I mean, how do you gauge? Because some people just ask you to be polite.
Right, because it's like when you're getting married and they're like, so how's the wedding going? They really don't want to know that you got your shoes dyed and you decided on pink roses. Like they don't need to know every detail. When someone asks a pregnant woman, how you feeling? Really they're just asking fine or, tired today. They don't really need to know all the gory details. So keeping that in mind, of course, is important to edit yourself.
And so who are you telling more of those details to versus just the, surfacey stuff?
Right, because you have a lot you need to get off your chest.
Yeah.
Pregnancy is a crazy time.
But it's exciting.
Exactly. So you pick your circle of who you're really going to talk to, which is probably, the dad, and a friend or a sister who's been through it, because other moms can take all these things and know what you're talking about, and maybe, especially if you can find another pregnant mom, like if you take prenatal yoga or some kind of class where you're meeting other pregnant women, then you can go out and just talk about all this craziness. But your coworkers might not really be the people, the audience that you need to tell everything to. So just keep it small and edit yourself and don't overshare.
All right. Jessica Hartshorn from American Baby, very good advice. And for more tips for new parents, just go to the Up to the Minute page at cbsnews.com and click on American Baby. Thanks.